this video, I'm going to be talking about vertical and horizontal lines. So we're firstly going to consider a rule x equals 2. So that is just an equation, it's just a rule for plotting coordinates. Now, this happens to be a very simple rule. When we say x is 2, we're just looking for any coordinate where the x value is 2. So for instance, we've got this coordinate here. This is the coordinate 2, 1. So you can see the x ordinate is 2. Doesn't matter what the y ordinate is. As long as the x ordinate is 2, this is going to be following the rule x is 2. Of course, that's not the only coordinate we could have done. We could have gone for 2, 3. Here the x ordinate is 2. The y ordinate is 3. But this is definitely on the line. This is definitely following the rule x equals 2. 2, 0 follows the rule. 2, negative 4 follows the rule. 2, negative 2.4 follows the rule. In fact, anything at all on this line will follow that rule. Any possible coordinate on this line will follow that rule. You can even imagine more complicated things like 2 pi, which would be over here somewhere. That would follow this rule. So it doesn't matter what the y ordinate is, as long as the x ordinate is 2, we are going to be sitting on this line. Which means that this is just a fancy way of describing this line. The line x equals 2 is the vertical line going through 2 on the x-axis. Now a lot of people do get confused because the x-axis is horizontal, so it feels like x equals 2 should be horizontal. But that's not actually what's going on, because this is a rule, this is describing something. And it's describing all the coordinates where x is 2. And of course we can follow that logic for x equals anything. If we've got x equals negative 2, that needs to be the line where we're crossing negative 2 on the x-axis. So this vertical line here is the line x equals negative 2. If we consider x equals negative 3.8, then that needs to be the line where we're always having an x ordinate of negative 3.8, which is here. And so that green line is going to be the line x equals negative 3.8. And then x equals 0, the one that sometimes throws people off, because the x ordinate needs to be 0, and we need it to be a vertical line going through 0. So you can see how that blue line there is the line x equals 0. Now we can do a very similar thing for equations of the form y equals 2. This time we're going to have coordinates where the y ordinate is 2. So for instance, this one here is the coordinate 1, 2. So the x ordinate is 1, but that doesn't matter. The y ordinate is 2. So this follows that rule of y equals 2. You've then got the coordinate 3, 2, the coordinate 0, 2, negative 4, 2, and negative 2.4, 2. So all of these are coordinates where the y ordinate is 2. And again, they all sit on that line, which is now horizontal. So where x equals gave us a vertical line, y equals is going to give us a horizontal line, assuming it's just a number afterwards. So we've got y equals negative 2. This is going to go through negative 2 on the y-axis, and it's going to be a horizontal line. You've got y equals negative 3.8 is going to be a horizontal line going through negative 3.8. And finally, y equals 0 is the horizontal line going through the point 0 on the y-axis. Okay, so the key points from this video. Vertical lines are drawn from equations of the form x equals a. So x equals some number. Horizontal lines are drawn from equations of the form y equals b, as in y equals some number.